You guys remember this gate? Well, it completely broke during the last windstorm. Let's take this piece off and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, here's our gate, and this is how it completely broke. You can see here the latch just completely broke off, and the issue was, you guys are correct, down here at my little stopper here, it actually just tore out from the mud, you know, because that's all that was holding it was mud. You guys gave me that, you guys told me about that last time after I already made it, so I'm going to go ahead and pound in a piece of pipe right down there to hold this a little bit better so it doesn't slip out. But basically this slipped out and the latch broke off. So we're gonna go ahead and fix this today. And then we also have our other gate that we built at the same property. So here on this side of the house, we have another gate here. And this also has a little stopper here, and you could see that it kind of slid out in the ground as well. We're gonna pound a pipe into there. It doesn't look like this broke or anything like that, you know, the wood wise. So we're just gonna make sure it doesn't break down the road. All right, so we're gonna get this gate repaired here. We have our good friend Brett Perkins here.
How's it going?
He is actually a viewer of the YouTube channel, and he reached out to me. He lives a couple towns over, so he's gonna be helping us out today. Okay, we got our gate repaired. We got a new latch put in, and then we also got this steel pipe installed. So everything works here. We just put this new 2x4 on. So there's Brett right there. So now what we just need to do is we need to trim this board here just to make it fit here, have a little bit more gap, and then obviously remove that 2x4 because we don't need that sticking out. But yeah, I think it all is looking pretty good. The only thing here is you can still see there's a little bit of slop in that pipe. So I don't know what would be best. I mean, a lot of you guys said that just pounding even a PVC pipe in here would be sufficient. I don't even think a PVC pipe would hold that. Do you, Brett?
I'd say you'd have to do a smaller pipe.
Yeah, I think a PVC would just bust, you know? So we might put in a cement. There's a piece of cement over here that we might dig out here and put in right here, but I think it should be cemented around it to hold it in. I mean, there's not much wobble, but there's a little bit, so who knows? But anyways, let's get to ripping this and putting this back on. So here's our other gate, holding it down there, and close it. Oh, it's not held down. There we go. That's holding it pretty good, actually, that one. Okay, so that's this side. All right, we got our fence all done. Everything looks pretty good. We got the pipe in the ground. I think we could have went with a smaller diameter pipe. I think that would have ultimately helped, but I think it will solve the problem here. I got something to confess to you guys. So we had a talk about the gap between these fence boards. When I first built this gate, a lot of people gave me some flack for not putting enough gap in the fence boards, and I came back about a month ago. It was winter and it was raining, and I'm like, oh look, there's still a gap, which there was. But now it's been raining like crazy. And if you could see here, there's absolutely no gaps between the fence boards. And actually some of the fence boards have started bowing out on top. In the summer, I think they'll go back, but I think, I gotta say, you guys are right. I'm wrong. I think next time I will definitely put a gap in the fence boards, and I will just mark this as a lesson learned for sure. And for the analytical people, Brett, do you want to tell them how far you should make the gap about? What do you think?
Well, just from observation, I'd say 3/16 if you're gonna do it with dry wood, and an 1/8 for wet wood.
Okay, and that's just an observation of what we think here, but let us know in the comment section exactly how much you guys put in the, you know, put a gap between the fence boards for those of you analytical people out there. For me, I'll probably just put a screw and then make it butt it up on the screw or whatever, but if you want to measure it, that's cool. But yeah, there's no gap in these fence boards. You know, there's a gap here. So maybe you could say 1 out of every 100 times I'm correct here, because there's a gap on this one fence board, but there's not any in the others. So lesson learned. But, you know, gotta cop to it, you know. So we are all done here at this fence job. This was an unpaid portion, because this is coming back to like a recall, a sense, you know, where this fence blew open and it broke and this and that in the storms. So we came back, fixed it up. But we are heading over to about 2 towns over. We're going to build up an outdoor, not a pergola, but a, what's that thing called that we're assembling? Not a pergola, but a...
You got me. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to install a big shade covering, whatever that's called. But that's what we're... A gazebo. There you go. Okay, a gazebo, and we are attaching it to the cement. So we're going to go head over there right now. Well, actually, we're going to eat some lunch first, and then we're going to head over and install that gazebo. So let's do it. Let's get to work. All right, this is the gazebo we are setting up. These things, this is pretty serious. They didn't want us to go anywhere. We got it all strapped down. So we're gonna get to assembling. All right, we got our whole, I keep wanting to call this thing a pergola. What do you call it again?
Gazebo.
Dang, a gazebo. Yeah, we got the gazebo frame set up. Brett Perkins. So now we just need to create the arch and then put it against the wall and then fasten it to the concrete. So really not much more left, huh? It's looking good. Okay, for the record, we are having a little back and forth. We assembled it incorrectly, but Brett wanted me to make this video and say that he was right. So everyone give him a round of applause or whatever. So, but in my defense, he did lay it out. He laid it out and I just assembled it. So it might really be his fault, but I don't know. So anyway, so we did, they're supposed to be, two shorts are supposed to be together, but what we have here is, well, we have, these are shorts, but this one here is a long with a short. Those are two shorts, and then we had a long with a short here. So we're doing it correctly now. So
Undo.
we're good.
Reassemble.
So let's do it. Okay, now we got the gazebo, I think, built correctly with, what do we have? Longs on this side and then shorts on this side. Oh, I guess you're waiting for my help, huh?
Yeah, that's right though.
All right, we got the gazebo all installed. There's Brett hard at work.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is the, what, rain fly that we installed and uninstalled and then reinstalled. But we installed it correctly.
What's the final procedure we need to take?
The only thing is because this side is short and this side's long, and so yeah, that, yeah.
It looks like the zippers match. So next time we'll mark all these zippers up, attach them, then check the straps.
You planning on doing this again sometime soon, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You're pro. We need to get on this guy's installation network. Okay, now the time to drill some holes. All right, we got it all installed. Looking pretty good. Got it all tap-conned down. Got tap-cons in each leg. Turned out pretty nice. So now we're gonna get cleaned up and get out of here. All right, that's it for that little job there. So installing that gazebo, this video was shot probably about a month and a half or 2 months ago. So it's been a little while. So this is before the last video. This was a while back. But anyway, so a lot of things have changed from then. So I wanted to highlight a few things in this video. It was a big deal, just kind of copping to that fence deal, because that was kind of a big thing that we had talked about. But one thing that I've really been digging into and learning a lot about is what it means to be a man. And a man accepts responsibility. So that means if I build something and I do it wrong, I need to cop to that. And part of this YouTube community WLOG here is I want you guys to hold me accountable. So that's why I wanted to cop to that to you guys, let you guys know I made a mistake, I'm gonna make it right, and moving forward, I'm gonna do it right from now on. So if you guys see anything that that maybe I need to change, things I could do better, things that I could do to work faster, I would love to hear it. Obviously, this video kind of showcases the issues that you can have as a handyman, and especially when you let ego get in your way. When working with someone else, it brings in another dynamic that you're not usually used to when you're working by yourself. I don't know about you guys, but just being real, the ego in a man comes out when you're working with another man. So that's fun, but it's fun if you actually focus on that and learn from that. See, we don't want to continue in that like macho manliness. We want to understand that we are all here to help each other out. We all have abilities that other people don't have. Like Brett is a super awesome analytical guy. I have a lot to learn from him. So I need to get rid of my ego and let him excel where he excels, and let me excel where I excel. So that's what it's all about. So this gazebo job went well. It was an hourly job, so I think it took us about 3.5 hours. And then the next day after, when we were done installing that gazebo, Brett went back and installed a kitchen faucet and a few other things for that client. So that was a pretty good job. Got all that done. So I want to talk with you guys a little bit about growing your business. Are you guys interested in growing your business at all? I have recently been reading the book The E-Myth Revisited. Super excited about that. So I've had this long-term vision for my business of creating this big handyman business, and with that comes with hiring employees, secretary, things like that. I know that there's a stigmatism out there that you don't want to go anywhere near employees, or like, why hire a secretary, because you can be your own secretary and save a lot of money. But if you had your own secretary doing a separate job from what you do, that frees you up to do a lot more productive things and allows them to do a lot more back-end and front-end work that will bring you more work down the road. At least that's my thought. I would love to hear your guys' suggestions on growing a handyman business. You guys think it's a good thing, a bad thing? Should we get employees? Should we not? What's your guys' thought? I would love your senses. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. We'll catch you on the next vlog.